Well. Good damn evening, Americans. I am Jericho Green, but you know I am not by myself because this isn't the regular everyday Jericho Green. This is Stop the Fuckery. You know I don't roll solo. So let me bring in my special co-host. GION is not here. He's probably doing something that good-looking light-skinned people do. But we have a great replacement for the evening. You know her. You love her, especially if you're Thomas Bailey. TORI D.
Oh my God, Thomas. Hi.
What up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Chilling. Great to have you here. Great. I'm very appreciative and thankful that you joined us from your Southern California bunker.
The cell, bro.
From the cell. Right before TORI came on, she was sharpening a shank on the floor. She is not.
I hid it in my toilet.
Yeah, she's not fucking around. Go up in that cell, you're going to get something up in you. But we are not alone. It's not just us. It's not a duo today. It's a trio. So let's bring in our very special guest. No, I hate the way young people talk, and you know that, TORI. You know that. From his Texas bunker, Oliver Mack.
Hee-haw! What's going on?
Hee-wee! What up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
You know, just trying to survive out here. Trying to survive in on the left coast.
Yeah.
You know, but careful. A lot of Californians are headed your way. Oliver, hoping not turning your state.
To stop them.
You know,
I'm trying to stop them at the border.
Yeah, only the good ones. Only the good Californians.
Gonna let them get off the flight.
Yeah, man. Let me check your papers. Let me see the papers.
Let me see who you voted for in the last election.
Yeah, and if you voted wrong, fuck out of here. I don't blame you. I apologize from the bottom of my West Coast heart, man. I'm sorry that Californians are going to these states, Texas, Tennessee, Nevada, you know, Arizona, and some other ones, but they're bringing that California pond scum with them. So sorry about that. If the day comes that I leave this state, I promise I'll behave.
That's all good. I think all the Texans are going to rise up, make sure they don't, bring their voting habits here and turn Texas blue. Hopefully that won't happen.
I hope not, man. That's so weird that people will leave a place because of for a certain reason, and then they cause that same thing to happen where they go because they bring that bullshit with them.
Yep.
Terrible. Well,
disgusting.
The topic for today is also something pretty terrible. Gangs. Gang. The kids say that now? Gang. Ugh.
We do.
We do. Damn it, TORI, that's your people. You people?
No, I'm old.
That's your people. No, I think are you Gen Z or whatever?
Oh, no. I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial, so that's even younger.
Aren't you a millennial?
No, I think I'm a Gen X.
Are you sure?
I think I'm Gen X in it.
You know they're making a Gen X disease?
What?
It's
it's
the next COVID. Y'all haven't heard? It's not.
Oh, I did hear about that.
It's called Factor X or X Factor or something.
Oh, okay.
X.
Yeah. I did hear about that. Isn't that nice? Well, they did say, Sloppy Joe said there would be another pandemic. He told us that a couple of years ago.
I hope Trump makes a vaccine for it.
Oh, they probably got that in the chamber too. They got that ready. Some more radioactive shit to give everybody. They all start dropping dead, but it's not from that.
No. Of course not. It couldn't be.
Disease X. My bad.
It's not from that. Okay, people, here we go. So the topic is gangs. So you know how we do it. We have our fuckery 5. We have our fails. And then we're going to give you something that's going to make you laugh, puto. So I'm assuming in the, because I haven't seen these stories either, but I'm assuming that the Make Me Laugh are probably going to have some skits like that. What's that dude's name? Frankie something. He does the cholo fit. You guys know what I'm talking about? A dude, he dresses like a cholo gangster, but he has like workout videos.
Oh, the one with the high socks?
I think I know you're talking about. Yeah.
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 House shoes on?
Yeah, he has like the corduroy house shoes on.
Yeah. I know you're talking
Right.
about.
Fucking name.
Do you know how many guys like that live in my area?
No. Yeah, Southern California. That's right, Mika. Do they
I'm
ever
like
hit
10
on you?
minutes from the border. Do they ever hit on me? I don't leave my house much, but when I was a cop, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even if they were, being dealt with, like they were in
Oh,
trouble.
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a story. Yeah. You know what? Yep, I have a story. I'm gonna write it down so I don't
Jot
forget.
that down. Get the jotting.
When I went viral.
All right. First story, the fuckery 5. Farmers killed 10 cartel members with machetes over extortion fees. Shit. And as you know, that's probably one of the biggest, definitely one of the most violent gangs are the cartels, the Mexican cartels. Those dudes do some crazy shit, battery acid, beheadings, skinnings. When I used to deliver beer, we would go to all the little shops, all the little mom and pop shops. And where we lived in Salinas, when we were in Salinas, they have those little markets, La Princesa, La Michoacana de la Colmena, all those places that sell beer, we would deliver to them. And all of the Mexican markets and like stores or whatever, they always had they weren't magazines, but they were like an auto shopper, like newspaper material. They were like little magazines. And in the pictures in those magazines were of these murder scenes in Mexico, because the magazines are from Mexico. So it's all in Spanish. And they always had these graphic murder scenes from the cartels. The cartels chopping people up or whatever. There'd be beheaded people on the side of the road, just laying there. And it's full, no blur or nothing. All the guts and the blood and the dismembered and disfigured bodies. But that shit tripped me out, because you don't see that in American magazines. It was like the magazine equivalent of smokers will know this, but in some countries they put pictures of what happens to you when you get cancer. So they'll put a picture of somebody on the pack of cigarettes who got their lip cut off because they chewed tobacco, or they'll show somebody whose skin looks like your lungs look, so be all burnt and black and shit, trying to scare you from buying cigarettes. It never worked at all. Never give me a moment's pause buying cigarettes overseas. But it was that same kind of thing, just the gore and the graphic nature of it was fucking crazy. So the cartels, they don't play. So let's see what happens.
Was this in your Trader Joe's days?
No, this was before that, when I was in the Navy and overseas. All the cigarette packs had those pictures on them, and we would like show them to each other and laugh. Never worked. So at least 14 people were killed in a fight between members of a drug gang and local villagers last week, after residents fought back against extortion demands, according to the Mexican authorities. 10 of the people killed in Mexico State, were members of the La Familia Michoacana cartel, and the rest were local farmers, Mexican authorities said. Amongst the dead was a cartel leader known as Comandante Payaso, so the commander clown, which probably means he was far from a clown and probably a psychopath. The alleged leader of La Familia in the region behind the rise in extortion fees. The clash happened on the afternoon of December 8th, after members of La Familia Michoacana announced a rise in the extortion tax to the group of farmers in the small rural town of Texcatitlan. Okay. The farmers were already each paying a Mexican peso per square meter, around 60 cents, to the criminal group. The cartel now wanted double, according to local news outlets. So they wanted $1.20.
That's
extortion. Inflation. Sorry, guys.
Gangflation.
Well, that gang got dealt with. Extortion is a major criminal market throughout Mexico, and a way that criminal groups use violence and territorial control for profit. We had a very bad year of harvest, and we barely made enough money to pay the original extortion fee. With this increase, we basically had no choice but to die fighting or die from hunger, a local farmer from Texcaltitlan ugh, I'm just going to call that shit Tex, who asked to remain anonymous due to fear of retaliation. On a gruesome video that spread on social media, residents and members of the drug gang had been seen arriving at the local soccer field where they both had agreed to meet to deliver the extortion money. The video shows a small group of people heavily armed with AK-47s and armored vests. Some were dressed in fake Mexican military uniforms. After a few minutes talking, someone in the group fires a gunshot and all hell breaks loose. The farmers, some of them armed with shotguns, machetes, and sticks, began to chase the alleged criminals. Some are killed with gunshots while others are hacked at with machetes. A different video shows several charred bodies inside 2 white pickup trucks, allegedly members of La Familia Michoacana cartel. We told the Mexican army that this was going to happen because we were not going to pay anymore. We asked for their backup and no one showed up. Damn. Commander Clown, one of the victims of the confrontation, had long been in the crosshairs of law enforcement. He was a main target for us for his role in the criminal organization. We had several investigations ongoing to go after him, said Andres Andrade, chief of police of Mexico State. La Familia Michoacana is a Mexican drug cartel founded in the late 1980s in the Mexican cartel state of Michoacan, although its presence is now mostly based in Mexico State, according to authorities. In June 2022, 11 members of the same cartel were killed in the same town during a shootout against the state police officers. The clash gained notoriety after the authorities found a spider monkey among the victims killed.
No,
What?
not a monkey.
Fucking, who brought a monkey? Who brought Bubbles to the fucking shootout? Wow.
I'm sad now.
Okay. Yeah, that's messed up. Sorry you had to hear that.
I wasn't
Tori.
sad before.
Oliver Tori is a lover of animals.
Oh, I am
but
too.
hey, fuck
Seemed
that
like
monkey.
friendly fire or
That
something, I don't
monkey. That monkey was with a
Yeah.
drug cartel. He knew what was up. Monkeys are
Yeah.
damn near people. He knew those were bad dudes. He knew all the piles of white powder. He knew what that was about.
He
He
just
made a
wasn't.
choice.
He didn't turn into a human yet. He was still in the monkey phase. Like he
He had
hasn't
his
gone
little-
through evolution.
He had his little monkey strap in his little monkey waistband. He knew what the fuck was going on.
It's monkey
But
band.
R.I.P. the monkey, though. But it looks like the people didn't want to pay the extortion fees. You know, basically, you give us X amount of pesos and we don't fuck you up. And that was too much. Just imagine the level of poverty for you to be willing to fight, kill, and die over $1.20. That's crazy. We would walk past. If you were in a hurry, if you were late for work or a job interview, you would walk right past $1.20 on the ground. It just wouldn't be worth it. It's only $1. But these people armed themselves and met on a soccer field and chopped people up over that $1.20. And a lot of lessons can be learned from this. Number one, look what happens when people get tired of shit. Look what happens when people have had enough. They drew that line in the sand. And if you cross it, it's a wrap. And those people, they didn't all have guns. They had shotguns. Probably the cheapest of the rifle, the long gun family is a shotgun. And I'm sure they didn't have no Benellis or no real nice shit. They probably had some Remingtons, some Mossbergs down there, and they fucked these dudes up. They had shotguns, machetes, and sticks. And they fought these dudes back, killed 10 of them. They only lost 4 people. And they had the AKs, the armored vests, but armored vests don't stop blades. And they damn sure weren't wearing them on their head. I'm sure them farmers beat the shit out of all those cartel members. And that's good. No sympathy for the cartel. You're extorting those people. They already don't have much to begin with, and you're going to take what little they have, and that's exactly what you get. And I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see something like that happen in America to such a level of violence. But I do hope that we're about to draw the line in the sand somewhere and be ready to stand up and fight. I mean, look at these people. They're poor. They didn't have shit. And I bet you that cartel don't fuck with them anymore. What say you?
But they're real
Tori?
men. They have real
That's true.
men over there. We don't. Well, we do, but slim to none. And if we can't even say no to a mask and a vaccine, Do you think they're gonna say no to paying an extortion fee? I was the only person at my or one of very few people at my police department who actually took a stand, and I was like, "No." And off duty, I was one of very few who refused to wear a mask anywhere. I got in trouble for it. I actually got an off-duty complaint at my police department for refusing to wear a mask in a gun shop. And that was crazy. I won't go into too much detail, but they ended up finding out where I work. The interaction at the gun shop was super quick. I mean, it was probably 30 seconds. Walked in, the helper was like, "Hey, if you want me to serve you, you have to wear a mask." I said, "Nah, I'm good." Left. That was it. And I wrote a bad Yelp review.
Mhm.
Based on my Yelp review, they found out where I worked, wrote a complaint. I had to get a lawyer for my formal complaint. And so, yeah, I mean, this just goes to show you, I took a stand and I was like, I'm not, especially at a gun store where you're supposed to be protected by the Constitution of all places, a gun store. But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, no, at least here in San Diego, it's slim to none where you're going to see people actually stick up for themselves. If men can't even say no to things that they don't agree with their own body, do you think that they're going to say no to something like this?
Probably not enough of us. There you'll have, I think you'll have some strongholds. You know, there'll be some spots where they're not about the bullshit, but I think a lot of men, a lot of males. I only say that because you know their chromosomes and their genitals, but a lot of males are going to, yeah, they'll fall right in line. They probably
Hmm.
are being told what to do every day by their wife or whoever, if they even have them anyway. So yeah, and then you throw in the kind of people who see moments like that, you know, to join the herd or whatever as a chance to get on their high horse, you know, like COVID, like you mentioned, you know, to look down on people. I got this, I'm wearing this,
Yeah.
I was injected with that. So it's there are people out there looking forward, excited about the next one, because then they can wag their finger at their family who's been giving them shit, and they can be better than people at work, and even in public, even the general public, you can go out there and find people that you're better than and more virtuous than. And look at me. So yeah, these people are excited. They got the little butterflies, the little sweet and sour sniffle butterflies in their tummy. They are excited. So, Tori, real quick, when you were on the force, what were some gangs that you dealt with down there? Were there was it like a norteño serrano kind of thing, or you know who was the
I
problem
don't
group
remember
down
a
there?
whole. There were, well, I didn't get to work like gang unit or anything specialized, but there were a few gangs. Like we had VCV. We had another little gang that was like a whole bunch of wannabe teenagers who wore like skinny jeans and stuff, but they were coming up, they were coming up in the gang territory. And it was funny because I got to interview one of them for, I don't know, I was holding him on some type of warrant. And while I was waiting for him to be picked up, I just chopped it up with him, uh, whatever his moniker was, which was also a funny thing to ask. Like, so what do they call you on these streets? Like little French fry or what? Like, like their
Little
monikers
onion
were
ring.
so yeah, little onion ring. Like their monikers were horrible. Like little lettuce.
What?
I was like, well, if I had to choose my moniker, it would be little veggie because I don't eat meat. So
That
I
sounds
would
more
like to be
hardcore than little lettuce.
Yeah.
little,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
little
But you know
little
what?
veggie.
No bullshit. Growing up where I grew up in California, you know, a lot of agriculture. So you would have dudes from Salinas, like their main crop was lettuce. So you would have the gang members have a head of lettuce tattooed on their neck. And some
What?
of the guys from Watsonville, because Watsonville is the strawberry capital of the world. The Watsonville Norteños would have have a strawberry tattooed on their neck.
That's
And
not
then if
gay.
and if you're from Castroville, that's the artichoke capital of the world, aka Alcachofaville, and they would have an artichoke tattooed on their neck. So you knew, you know, I swear to God, some of them would have lips, like a woman's lip prints, you were tattooed on their neck too. I seen a dude, a gang member in Norteño in Watsonville. This fool had Budweiser, with the crown over the B. It's like written like it was a Budweiser label tattooed on the back of his neck.
So cute.
No bullshit. And then we had a dude who was a former, like he was a reformed gangbanger, but he was a Norteño, so they're red. The Serranos are blue, and his truck broke down. He had a red Budweiser truck, and his truck broke down, so they bought him a Bud Light truck, which was blue, and he refused to drive the truck. They had to bring him a different truck that was red. He would not, because he couldn't be seen around town driving a blue vehicle, because that's where he was from. And he was like, they were like, are you shitting me? They were going to fire him. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. Fire me, because if he's caught in town, even though he's not in the game anymore, if they catch him in a scrappa colored car, that could be a problem. So yeah, that gang shit's real. What do you think, Oliver? What do you think of that article?
I think the article was dope. I mean, when you look at like those incidents, I always see them in movies. And I always think, well, that doesn't happen in real life. You don't have people coming to these stores and saying, well, if you don't give us this amount of money, we're going to burn your building. And you always think, I always think that never happened. But apparently it does happen. And you got this situation right here where all these people just decided to get together and say, you know what? I'm not going to take it anymore. And I'm happy to see it. They did what they had to do. They risked their lives to protect their property, to protect their well-being, their livelihoods, probably to protect their families too. And we need to see more people doing that. I wish we would see more, like, Tori was saying, we need to see more strong men in this country that are willing to stand up and fight for what they believe in. And to be honest with you, we have a lot of weak-minded men in this country that have been bamboozled and hoodwinked, and they believe all this propaganda that the media has been selling them. So now they believe that they're doing the right thing by doing things like wearing a mask or taking a vaccine or vote for Biden. So they don't think that what they're doing is wrong, and we need to have people that have stronger minds that are open to listen to people like us that are going to tell them the truth. So when things do come up to where they're telling us we need to do this or we're going to lose our job, that we all say, you know what? We know the truth. We know what's right, and we're not going to take this anymore. We're going to stand up and we're going to fight, and we're going to do whatever we need to do to stop you from trying to take our freedoms.
Yeah, 100%, man. And shout out to the comment section. I see you guys, Mark, Spunbearing, John, Thomas. Think about what you think about. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thomas.
The one and only. And a couple more things that stick out to me about this story is, number one, they said that they notified the military like a couple weeks before that and they didn't show up. Just think about the breakdown in the infrastructure of that country for you to be able to contact the military and tell them about a problem in your neighborhood. How do you get in touch with the Army? Does anybody know? You just go up to the gate at a military base? No, you call the police, but they don't even have that. They get in touch with the Army. What the fuck? And the Army didn't even show up. The Army didn't,
because the gang is paying them off. The gang is paying them off, I bet.
And could you imagine in one of these Democrat-run shitholes if you had the neighbors come outside with shotguns, machetes, and sticks and lay waste to like 10 or 15 gangbangers? What that would do? Those gangbangers, I don't think they would come back for round two. They'd be too scared. Because they pick
but they'd arrest all the homeowners.
They probably would too. They probably would. And
then they'll put a memorial up for all the gangbangers.
Yeah, who died. Somebody, they'll get some stupid artist, some local artist to paint a mural where they have angel wings on. And then they'll arrest all of the people who killed them, leaving the neighborhood vulnerable. You took all the brave ones away. Now what do you think the gangbangers are going to do now that the people who are willing to stand up and fight are locked up on some January 6th type bullshit? Man, I wish that was
happening. It is happening because you see people who call the police, like in my area, it can take up to an hour for police to arrive because y'all wanted to defund us.
So you mean to tell me if I call the police and then I call DoorDash, my food is going to show up before my help?
Probably, yeah. Especially in like an area like San Diego, where police have been completely like muzzled and what's it called when you take the balls off of a dog?
Neutered.
Neutered.
Neutered, yeah.
Yes, neutered. Yeah, these police out here have been completely neutered. Like, and they'll hire anybody now because they're so desperate. Because our leaders have forced these men to either bend over for the vaccine, the LGBT training, all of these things, and the good ones have either left or they've just caved. So that's who you're getting when you call for these people. They're like, I'm gonna stop at Carl's Jr. before I go handle this stabbing.
And we're the ones who get screwed in all of this. The average citizens who need the police, who need the police to show up and neutralize this threat, whatever it is, or do a welfare check and go in there and find a decomposed body, or all the variety of things that cops do. We need them for that, and we need the best possible. Not when you run off all the good ones, then now you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Now we're not getting the best protection possible, and the ones you get, you're filling their mind and their time with all this fucking nonsense. Why do they need to be trained on anything about the alphabet soup group? Like, unless you're going to work
it's
an
deeper
event?
than that now. I'm gonna send you some stuff about cops here in Cali. They just updated me with the new training. It's called RIPA, RIPA, but it's like race inclusion something. But
I'm already sick.
Do y'all know about that? Do you know about that, or have I talked to you about it?
So I mean, you've talked to me about that process, but not that acronym. But please go ahead.
Okay, well, whatever it stands for, it when I was there, basically it's when I pull over somebody, I have to assume their race, their gender, their LGBT, if they're LGBT, like any of the letters, so their sexuality. So now you're asking officers to assume gender, all of these things, right? And how can you? Well, that's the interesting part of this, because this is a law in California. Like, cops have to fill this out. There are some departments who are smaller who are like not really sticklers about it, but pretty much what it is like a 20-question survey. You have to assume what they were before you contacted them. Then you contact them. You cannot ask what they are. You can't confirm these things, obviously, other than seeing what their driver's license says, which can now say X. But then after the fact, you have to then say what you think that they are after the contact. And so what they're trying to do with this is they're trying to put officers in this category of being racist for only pulling over a certain demographic. But also they don't take in consideration, well, certain areas are majority certain demographics. And also you're asking officers to assume things, so you're going to get officers who are going to lie and say straight white male each time. Because what officer wants to be the next, officer on the news claiming that they're racist and they're homophobic and they're all of these things. So that's what you're getting. But now the update is you have to put in your information on each of these surveys. So you have to also put, I am a white female who is straight, right? You have to put that in as well. But you, as the officer, can never change this. So you can't be a smartass and say, hey, today I'm a white male, but tomorrow I'm a black male. Like they can do, or, they can change their gender or sexuality every day, but yours has to be consistently the same every single application. So not only are you having
officer can't.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad. No, I was just saying. You mean a white officer can't identify as black? That doesn't work like that.
No, and they should be able to, right?
They should.
If everybody else can.
100% correct.
But not only are you getting officers who are you're now asking officers to assume the sexuality, the sex, the race of these strangers who they come in contact with, or criminals. But you're also asking these officers to, how many contacts do you think an officer has to do in one shift? How many people do you think that an officer talks to in one shift? Could be
50?
At least, because this is for every legal detention that an officer has to make. So you're going to have an officer who has to talk to 50 people. Do you think they're going to have time to go to the next call? Do you think that you're going to have officers who want to be proactive and find crime? No, because you have to sit there and fill out a 20-minute survey per each person that they communicate with. I mean, I give up. I'm not going to sit here after each call and do this. I'm going to like lose my desire to actually want to go out there and be proactive. And that's what you're getting in California. So that's another, layer to why you see so much crime here.
Yeah, and the gangs, that you have one part of the hood feeding the other. You have broken homes, which produce young men who are looking for that void to be filled. And, the gangs are predatory. They see them. They know who to pick. They're not going to pick the Theo Huxtable with two parents and whose mom kisses him on the forehead every day and have a good day, son. They're going for the wayward ones who come from broken homes or out on the street all hours of the night and shit. So it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
So the next one is Mexico says a drug cartel kidnapped. Wait a minute. Is this a follow-up?
Yeah, it looks like a follow-up from the last one.
Oh, man. Leave this village alone. Shit. Okay. Mexico says a drug cartel kidnapped 14 people from towns where angry residents killed 10 gunmen. Fuck. Mexico City. A drug cartel in central Mexico has kidnapped 14 local residents, including 4 children, in apparent retaliation for an uprising by angry farmers earlier this month that killed 10 cartel gunmen. Farmers in the village of Tex and a neighboring hamlet had apparently grown tired of cartel extortions. Armed with sickles, damn sickles, that's what the damn Grim Reaper has, and hunting rifles, they chased down suspected gang members amid bursts of automatic gunfire on December 8th, hacking, shooting, and burning them. 4 villagers also died in the clash. Prosecutors said late Wednesday that the cartel then abducted 14 people, including 4 children between the ages of 1.5 and 14. The abducted adults include 3 policemen who were seized at a cartel roadblock and a wounded villager the gang snatched from a hospital soon after the clash. This is a fucking movie. It was unclear if there was an intentional symbolic meaning in the fact that 14 gunmen were killed by the farmers in the clash and that 14 people were kidnapped. I think so. Jose Luis Cervantes, the head prosecutor for the state of Mexico, located west of the country's capital, Mexico City, said no ransom demand had been received. Previously, state officials had denied anyone was kidnapped and said they were simply missing. But residents of the village and a nearby, how fucked up is this place? And a nearby hamlet said the Familia Michoacana drug cartel was demanding they hand over the leaders of the uprising in exchange for releasing the kidnapped children and adults. Oh, man. Somebody's taking an acid bath. Cervantes said none of the villagers would face charges for the December 8th clash because the confrontation had been classified as legitimate self-defense because the farmers were defending their properties. Gunmen from the Familia Michoacana cartel, which has long dominated the area, had shown up in the village earlier demanding local farmers pay a per acre hectare, whatever, extortion fee from farmers. The bloodshed occurred in the hamlet of Tex, about 80 miles southwest of the capital. A video of the clash that emerged appears to show the gunmen more military-style uniforms, some with helmets. Villagers apparently set their bodies and vehicles on fire.
Sounds like BLM.
Yeah, really, just replace the bodies with police cars and businesses. The cartels in Mexico have been known to extort money from almost any legal or illegal business that they can, sometimes attacking or burning ranches, farms, or stores that refuse to pay. The Familia Michoacana is known for its brazen ambushes of police, as well as the 2022 massacre of 20 townspeople in the town of Totolapan in neighboring state of Guerrero. The attack killed the town's mayor, his father, and 18 other men. Fuck. These people are crazy as hell. So, and that's so weird that you have this hodgepodge in their society of the cartels kidnap people and fucking shoot cops. but then you have a prosecutor who's investigating. Like, is there law and order or not? Like, what do you mean a prosecutor and investigation? This place is fucking crazy. The cartels are running around shooting people, killing 20 villagers and shit, extorting people. Like, what do you mean a prosecutor? Who the fuck's paying him? You think he's going to stand up in a courtroom and say, Your Honor, these men, they bullshit. They'll kidnap he'll be sitting in the courtroom and FaceTiming his wife with duct tape around her mouth and shit, some cartel member in his living room. Man, they ain't gonna do shit. That's so that always trips me out how like they're so wishy-washy with the law enforcement over there. Either if you got a prosecutor, you holding these dudes accountable, you're punishing them, or you're not, or you're in their pocket, or you're scared of them. But yeah, it definitely looks like they killed 14 cartel members, so they took 14 members of their village, which is really fucked up. I mean, a year and a half to 14. That's just insane, man. A year and a half old, you're grabbing a toddler and snatching them and kidnapping them, a 14-year-old. That's wild, man. I hope these villagers win in the end because, the authorities ain't going to do shit. Tori?
I forget what country the leader came down on the criminals super hard. Was it Argentina, maybe?
Probably. They just got a new leader that ain't playing.
Or no, that he's a fraud. I'm talking about somebody else.
Like maybe Venezuela?
But maybe. But what he did was for everybody who was in prison, they said, hey, tell your people out on these streets not to commit crimes, because if they do, we're going to kill you. Like the leaders that are in prison. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. I'm gonna look it up though. But that's what they need to do. They need to be more harsh on, because if they threaten, like, I mean, chopping people's hands off, they're gonna stop committing crimes, right? If they make an example out of one of these.
It looks like some people, none the miser, think about what you think about. They're saying it was either Ecuador or El Salvador.
Okay, yeah. But he got the murder rate down to like I think 0 for an entire year. So what he did is what we should all be doing. What did they say? El Salvador?
Yeah, or El Salvador.
And he got some shit for coming down hard, which is insane because all of our news networks here, all the libs were talking about how he just went too hard and he's unfair and this and that, but there's no crime, so it worked, right? But here they have something to say about like all of these stores that have to now close down because there's too much theft and everything else. Well, if we prosecuted the theft, then there wouldn't be theft. If these people were in jail for the crimes that they're committing, then they would probably stop doing the crime. El Salvador says murders fell 70% in 2023 as it cracked down on gangs.
There you go. They can't be on the street committing crimes and mayhem if they're locked up. What say you, Oliver?
Yeah, I think we need to bring back all the medieval punishments, all the tortures and things that we used to do. Public executions. I'm totally for that. I would love to sit there and watch somebody who's been tormenting neighborhoods and robbing and killing and stealing from people. Like I would love to watch them burn. Like it's just, that's the only way that we solve this crime problem that we have. Since we're trying to be so lenient on crime, because apparently prosecuting criminals is somehow racist, right? So we got to really, really get tough on these criminals. So that's the only way they'll stop doing it. And they'll send a message to everybody who's thinking they're going to start committing crimes. Hey, if you do this, then you're going to end up like old boy over here. So I think that's the only way. This, the Mexican cartels, I think every single politician, every single law enforcement person is in bed with these people. That's the only way that they're able to do what they do around Mexico, because these people are getting paid off. They know if they stop the Mexican cartels, then they're going to stop their paycheck, and they don't want to do that. So they're letting them do what they want to do.
Yeah, I think if these gangs knew, especially in places like that where the cartels are just fucking running rampant, I think if the criminals feared that the state or the government or whatever would do the same thing to them or worse than their own boss, then that might make them think twice. But this shit's not going to stop as long as you're just slapping these people on the wrist. You know, if anything short of murder, they're not going to spend any time in jail. And you know, there are a lot of things, you know, before you get to murder, you know, terrorizing people and stealing from them and violating the privacy of their home and shit like that. No, that needs to be tough. And these punishments need to come nothing after 1600. So everything, the punishments all need to be like biblical shit. The Spanish Inquisition, the Crusades, you know, just really brutal, barbaric, archaic, just all the devices of punishment should be made of wood and leather.
Yeah.
Just real rough, bad, violent shit. Because that's the world they live in and that's what they understand. They don't understand kindness and rehabilitation because a lot of them can't be rehabilitated. You're, you know, back in the day, if you had a rabid dog, you know, if you had Old Yeller or something, you shot that fool. So something drastic needs to be done until that crime goes down. And yeah, these people, you have people committing these just heinous acts against other human beings, and they get to sit in a box for the rest of their life.
To sleep.
Yeah, they can start doing finger paints and shit and selling them and have their groupies come up to the jail and bang them. And then they get a last meal. You get a last meal. We're going to feed you whatever you want before we kill you. And what did you do to get here? What? And why are you here so long? Why are you on death row for 25 years? You've been in prison
about to say that
for a longer time than your victim was on this planet. Dude, I'm telling you, we're talking, you got 24 hours after you're convicted to file your appeals, whatever. And if it don't make it, dude, you got 24 hours. This time tomorrow, you are going to be room temperature, period. And you will see a lot of this shit stop. It's human nature. You don't want to knowingly put yourself in a situation where you're going to get pulled apart, you know, by some, you know, ancient machine. You ain't going to do that. You're probably going to pick another line of work. And if you don't, hey, we got a spot for you right here on this fucking thing, and we'll draw and quarter you right now. But that's the only thing that's going to stop these gangs, and that's who's causing a lot of the problems and the violence in these inner cities is gangs. That's who's doing it. Wayward young men with no discipline, no respect for life, no rules, no discipline, and even if the cops get them, so what? You'll be back out. Well, your victim will still be in the ER getting stitched up, and you'll be back on the block. I'm back. Oh shit, you can't hold me. Great.
Cutting up.
Having a good time. Still got the bracelet on.
The New York Times, I can't click their article because I'm not going to pay 10 cents for it, but El Salvador lowered its ruthless gangs, but at what cost? That's what they have to say about this. So it's all great,
What
right?
cost,
Like they lowered, but at what cost? I mean, like, I don't know, threatening people to not
it doesn't matter
be
the cost.
gang members.
It don't matter the cost. Like they should be doing things to where you work them until they die. Like one of those Indian kids they kidnapped in Indiana Jones, where they just work them in the mines until they collapse. That's what should happen to these people. You should have to carry some kind of fucking mineral in a basket on top of your head up and down a mountain until you collapse and die.
I
have
sent
no
a
sympathy.
link.
None. We should outsource our punishment. Send them to countries that have the stomach for what they deserve.
If you see in the chat, I sent a link. I didn't watch the video because I don't want to mess up the sound, but it shows pretty much them just getting treated like cattle, which is great.
That is great. Oh, yeah. I've seen this shit before.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me...
I'm not sure if they explained it in that video.
No, hold on.
Are you saying that's the criminals getting treated like cattle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people in the prison.
Ooh.
But here they get to go to a women's facility if they identify as such.
Identify as a woman.
Yeah, if you identify as a broad, we'll put you in there with a bunch of chicks because nothing's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
they can get 3 of them pregnant.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. This guy's really living his life as a Ku Klux trans member, and he's serious about it. He's not gonna touch all of this vagina that's around him and it's unsupervised, especially at night in the dark when nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Oh, I've
They
seen
wouldn't do
that.
anything.
You know, the
Yeah,
crazy
this is
thing when
great.
people talk about how we should be doing a better job in these prisons and treating criminals better and different things like that. I'm like, why? You don't want people to want to go to prison. Like, you want to make prison as bad as possible so nobody ever wants to go.
Yeah,
Right.
punishment. It's supposed to be punishment. It's supposed to be so bad that, man, I don't ever want to come back again.
People talking
I
about
can't wait to
prison
get back.
reform, prison reform. Screw prison reform. The only way that we should have prison reform is we're making prisons worse.
Yeah, it should definitely be some some real hard labor. Hard
Yeah,
labor.
let
You
them
know
break
I don't, I
who
ground.
don't,
you know who fought? You know who fought for prison reform was Trump. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, we could talk about that, but
yeah. And what is
I'm not
it?
gonna say I agreed with that.
Yeah.
No, I definitely
that
don't
part
agree
of
with
Trump's agenda. Yeah.
I think people who are nonviolent offenders, weed charges or something like that, I think there should be a separate prison system for them. I don't think if you've been squeaky clean your whole life and you do something
Yeah.
that's nonviolent, you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
we're talking
thrown in
about violent
with the
people.
killers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if
nobody
you're
just going in prison. Like nobody, no, they're getting a ticket. I mean, it depends on the state. I think in Texas they can get even taken to jail for speeding or something, but here, no.
but even I would say, let's say it was somebody who was moving like major weight, like you're a big time weed dealer, pounds. With your
Oh
shit.
yeah.
I don't even think you should be thrown in with murderers and killers at that point. But for those who are, the demons of our society, yeah, there should be extremely harsh punishment for them. Like, what are you talking about? What'd you do to get here? Exactly. So
Yeah.
this is the punishment that you get. I honestly believe we should outsource our punishment and send our criminals, the worst of the worst, to countries who have the stomach to give them what they fucking deserve. We don't have a
Oh, yeah.
stomach for that. We're westernized. We're the Western world. Oh no, that's so barbaric. So, okay, send them somewhere where they don't give a shit. Send them somewhere, the same countries that they send the t-shirts of the team that didn't win the championship. That's where you need to send these fucking people.
Send them
That's where you
to a
I
send
didn't know they
Muslim
did.
country.
Yeah, exactly. Send them to a fucked up Muslim country where they don't like
Yep.
infidels. Send them to a country where they have to eat clay once a month to
But
get
it'd
the
be
proper
crazy. Like,
amount of minerals.
do you know how harshly they would treat all the black criminals if they went to a Muslim country?
This is the racist country. This is a systemically racist country.
Mhm.
This is the worst place for black people. There's no other country that would treat black folks worse than they do here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got it. Your black ass got it good here. You got your own TV station here. Other
Mhm.
countries, shit. They will not hide it either. There's no groups to go get them. There's no alliances. There's no
There's no
action
filing a
league or whatever
complaint.
this shit. There's no
No,
action
sir.
network. None of that shit. Get your whatever the derogatory term for black people is in their language. The fuck out of here. Get back in that cell and fight that rat for that molded piece of stale bread because you ain't eating until next week. But no, America's the worst place to be black. And when you ask those idiots, all right, what other country would you want to be black in? Oh, Canada. Shut the fuck up. You can't even get into Canada.
Name 3 countries. They can't even name 3 countries. They don't even know what continent Canada is on. Please.
Canada is a continent, right?
Oh, Europe.
Fucking stupid. They just think. They think because they speak English in those countries that they're good, that they're better than America. All right, go to a fucking soccer game in Great Britain when they're playing an African country and listen to the songs they sing and what they fucking say and yell at the players. Or look on their TV. Go to Mexico and look at the TV. Look how they treat black folks on TV. Here, you can't even fucking say black person if you're too light. Fucking idiots. All right, so
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just really wanted to know because I'm pretty sure he, as El Salvador, threatened. I can't find that article, but he threatened some sort of threat to either the inmates or the outside, people who have not been locked up yet. But it says security forces have executed similar operations over the past year and a half. They typically set up checkpoints at the entrances to communities, stopping and questioning drivers and searching their vehicles while other forces search door to door for gang members. So they're out there looking for them.
damn.
So
And that's
yeah,
where
that's
the good side of their corruption goes, because they probably treat the criminals like shit when they do
Yeah.
get them. Yeah, there's no due process, and I gotta get a phone call.
They didn't do that
I
here.
know my rights.
Yeah, you get the butt of this rifle and across your fucking jaw. That's what you get. Okay, so
See,
this
they can-
says, go ahead, man.
I was about to say they can do that there, but here, stop and frisk in New York, they said that was racist. Remember?
Yeah,
Mhm.
here they
Can't
got to
even do
put
stop
on
and frisk.
they got to put on those same gloves that you wash a really nice car with. They're nice and soft. You're like, oh, come here. Can I search you? Can I touch you? Do I have your consent?
Mhm.
Can I
What are
search
your
you?
pronouns?
Here. Yeah, I'm gonna put one hand in your pocket looking for contraband, and the other hand I'm gonna put in your crotch so you enjoy this.
Mhm.
There we go. There we go. Let me know when you're about to finish. Let me know. Basically, babyface teen Noah Nay sentenced to prison for shooting 5-year-old girl as part of a gang initiation. And this is a prime candidate for the outsourcing of punishment right here. I don't need to know anything else. I don't need to know his upbringing, his sob story. I don't want to know none of that shit. A babyface Oklahoma teenager who is just 4 feet 9 inches. Oh, you're going to have a great time in the movie. 4 feet 9 inches tall, has been sentenced as an adult to more than 50 years in prison for shooting a 5-year-old girl in the neck as part of a shocking gang initiation. Noah Nay, 16, was convicted of all 10 charges against him, including shooting with intent to kill, firearm possession, and drug possession in connection with the April 2022 drive-by shooting in Tulsa. He'd been traveling in a stolen SUV when he opened fire, hitting the 5-year-old girl in the neck and shoulder as she played outside, prosecutors said. The young victim thankfully survived after being rushed to the local hospital, but prosecutors said she would have died if the bullet had hit a spot just an inch away. The court heard that the shooting was Nay's initiation into Tulsa's Hoover Crip gang. You shouldn't even have Crip gangs outside of California. What the fuck is that? A neighbor testified to Noah causing havoc in the neighborhood by wearing gang colors and carrying guns and knives, and often pulling them on neighbors while threatening them. Assistant Tulsa County District Attorney Morgan Metters told the court after his arrest, the pint-sized gunman, who looks even younger than 16 and his mugshot weighs a mere 90 pounds, according to records, escaped his Tulsa Juvenile Detention Center in August by jumping a fence while a guard was distracted. There's a little turd right there. He looks like 9 years old. Looks like a little 9. Could look like the 5-year-old that he shot, little bastard. He was assumed armed while on the run and was rearrested at gunpoint 4 days later. During Nay's sentencing Monday, prosecutors detailed the teenager's extensive criminal history, which they said encompassed robberies, gun charges, and drug-related offenses. Prosecutors said that during his time at the Juvenile Detention Center, Nay repeatedly assaulted staff, flooded his cell, and smeared feces on the wall. In arguing for a lengthy sentence for Nay, prosecutors maintained that the 16-year-old is dangerous and should be off the streets. Yeah. Nay's defense lawyer countered by claiming that his parents were to blame for his behavior, true, and that he has been denied treatment options. His aunt testified that her nephew has been neglected his entire life by both his mother and father, who has been in and out of prison. The prosecutor stressed it was no excuse for the danger and diminutive gangster posed. I have treatment records in a packet that is thicker than a dictionary that show treatment attempts that he rejected by escaping or assaulting staff that that was there to help him get treatment. Nay will be eligible for a judicial review hearing in 5 years when his sentence could be reduced if he is able to convince the judge that he has changed for the better, the court was told. So, yeah, you think 5 years when this fool's 21 in the Oklahoma State prison system that he's going to be ready to have his sentence reduced? I don't think so. And it is really sad because, of course, this young man was failed by his parents. It's no surprise that they're in and out of prison. His auntie, his I call them the Nims, Grandma Nim, Auntie Nim, that were raising him. That's no surprise. And it's really sad. And his parents should be put in prison with him. I think that would be another way. Either it's going to do one of two things. It's going to make parents start taking this shit more seriously and maybe prevent them from being parents in the first place if they can't handle the punishment. Or it's going to cause parents to clamp down and be better parents. But they should go to prison with their kids. You got some crazy little fucker out here that you turned into a menace. You did this to this kid. You abandoned him. You left him to the streets. You should serve his sentence with him. When he gets parole, you get parole. If he don't get none, you don't get none. That's fucking terrible. And, you know, I'll say what we're all thinking. 4'9", 90 pounds. Boy, they are going to tear your little ass up. When he stands up, shit is going to fall out. There will be no anal retention. There will be no rectal integrity left in that young man. And that's fucked up. But that's exactly what's going to happen. You're that small? If he's that small, he better be the craziest motherfucker that prison has ever seen. Because 4'9", 90 pounds, that is tiny. My son, he's about to be 8. He's 4'2" at 8 years old. So that dude, he's in for a world of hurt. Oh man, that poor little kid. And part of me does feel bad for him because, you know, that he didn't do that to himself. Somebody failed him. Multiple people in his life failed him. But you purposely shot at a child and you shot a 5-year-old girl in her fucking neck and her shoulder. Children aren't supposed to be shot. You know what that bullet does to that little tiny body? You know, the blood and the issues she's going to have growing up. Her shoulder's probably going to be fucked up. Her neck, she's probably going to have neck problems, all kinds of issues the rest of her life because these two idiots decided to get together and have this little bastard and abandon him and leave him to the streets and cause him to do that to that little girl. That is fucking terrible. The parents, to see your little kid shot, walking around the house with her arm all bandaged up and her neck all bandaged up and shit, man, wood chipper. That's all I got to say. Tori.
Yeah, what did they say that they failed giving him like therapy or some sort of help?
Treatment option.
Treatment? What would that have entailed? Like, obviously, I agree with everything you said, but it's like, so let's say that he did get the therapy and the treatment that he needed. I mean, really, what he needs is a father. That's what he needs. But that's another problem is that people think that therapy and treatment is going to solve these horrible mental issues. When you go to see a therapist or one of these mental health advocates, they're just going to make him worse. They're going to convince him that he's a girl. That's what they're going to do. They're going to convince him that he's a forever victim and that, you know, his situation is not his fault and that, you know, he's just a sad victim. And I mean, I don't know, like we need to stop giving any credit towards mental health, these mental health facilities, these treatment facilities. I don't even know why they even mention that, but that's the issue that I have too. I mean, obviously I mean, obviously you should never see the light of day if you've ever even thought about shooting a 5-year-old. And it must have been an older gang member, right, to convince him to do this. So what happened to him? Is he going to face the same time? Because he should, but he won't. So there's going to be more victims, and then this kid is going to get out in 5 years, and it's just going to be a cycle.
Spunberry, real quick before you say your part, your piece, Oliver. I think the only thing spun bearing is kind of hinting the same thing I was thinking. So trouble kids need to work on farms. They won't learn otherwise. I think the only thing that could possibly save this kid and kids like him who are even this far gone to where shooting at a fucking child is the fact that he's young, and you would have to completely remove him from like any type of any remnants of society, because in prison he's just going to become a better criminal. They're going to fucking
Mm-hmm. Teach
probably
him.
sexually assault this kid for a while. He's either going to end up being a punk forever, or he's just going to be a worse criminal. So if you took him to a place like that that has structure and discipline and consequences, maybe you could save him. Maybe. But that would be his only
No.
hope. Anything other than that, he's just going to get worse. Go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, I think by the time a kid is 16 years old, they're kind of too far gone for any kind of medical intervention, any kind of therapy. His parents completely screwed him over. His parents like did him in for a long time. So at 16, if you're doing stuff like this, you deserve to just be locked away and removed from society, like you said, Jericho, because there's really no hope for him. Prison is not going to change him. He just needs to be somewhere where people like him can just be away from regular citizens. Like that's the only situation that I see this little boy being in, to where he won't be able to hurt anybody. So that's what it is. Parents need to really parents need to really take parenting seriously. When you bring a child into the world, like your child is your number one priority. And every move you make, every decision that you make has to keep that child in mind. So when you're thinking about doing something criminal, when you're thinking about messing off and doing whatever, like your child should always be at the forefront of your mind. And it's unfortunate that in this day and age, parents don't think about their children. Parents want to live their own lives. Parents want to do their own thing, and their children are afterthought. So the children have to suffer for things like that. And then we end up with these juvenile delinquents, and it's all the parents' fault. Yes, the parents should be locked away with their child. If you created some kind of monster, then you deserve to go to prison for it.
100%. I agree. And when you have a kid, your kid needs you. Your kid needs the two people that made him. If they go into the system, foster family, or raised by other family members, yeah, can they feed and clothe this child and bring them from childhood to adulthood? Yes. But your kid needs more than that. They need you. They need to know that you want them and you will protect them and give them discipline and structure and consistency. They need it from you. So even if a kid has it from somebody else, yeah, they can turn out to be a great person, but there's always going to be something missing. In a perfect world, in a perfect situation, the mother and father of the child raise that child together because the mom and dad both bring something to the table. Mom brings her feminine energy, dad brings his masculine energy. Kids need both. I don't know who's, I think it's 50-50 who, it's not like daughters need their mom and dad more, sons. They both fucking do, because
Both
they
need
can
both.
both. The girl is going to turn into a slut, and the boy is going to turn into a psychopath. You need your parents. You need your father to be there to, especially as a young man, to regulate your emotions and don't fly off the handle. Don't do some crazy psychopathic shit like shoot at somebody. That's insane. And your father teaches you to, number one, to keep you out of those situations to begin with, so you won't even be with no fucking gang, but to teach you how to control your emotions and not give in to the side of you that says break that, hurt that person, or whatever. You have the ability as a man, you have the ability to destroy, but you don't always need to do that. And your father teaches you that. Your father teaches you how to treat a woman. As a father, you're showing your son what to be, and you're showing your daughter what to pick. And you really need to be there to show. That's why these boys that are raised by all these women in their lives, and mom and all this shit, are so fucking violent, because you have the physical abilities of the man and the emotions of the crazy ass bitches who raised you. A woman can, in a club, you can throw your drink in a man's face. You'll be fine. Some people probably get him, girl. Some shit like that. As a man, you throw your fucking beer in another man's face and see what happens. There will be no there will be no hesitation. That will fuck you up. And everybody is going to be like, yeah, that's what you get, fool. Why'd you throw your drink in his face? What are you, a girl? So that's the difference. So you're putting that mentality of, I can do what I want and nobody's going to do shit to me because I'm a girl. Well, you're putting that into a boy, and he's going to go out there with other boys who don't play that shit, and they're going to end up killing it. Or he's going to kill them because he feels slighted or disrespected and flies off the fucking handle. That's so sad, man. That's this boy. He's gone. It's a wrap. And being that small, that dude's either going to be a kingpin or a pin cushion. One of the two.
He's gonna like it, but he's gonna like it.
Oh, eventually.
He's young enough to be persuaded.
Oh,
I mean, he could have been getting that in the game. You never know.
Probably.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been.
But I have a question for you, you guys. At what point do you think that putting your child into some sort of therapy would be beneficial to them? I mean, let's say you really vetted the therapist or whatever. I mean, do you think that you would ever put your kid into therapy, or would you go like Andrew Tate style and be like, go to the gym, bitch, like, or like do work or figure it out, or go to the beach, or and I'm not putting you down, like, if you even if it sounds like I did just now, but like, if you were to decide to put your kid into therapy for whatever reason, at what point do you think that would work for a kid? And at what point do you think it would be like the kid is too far gone for that? I mean, your kids would never be too far gone because you guys are, going to be fathers to your kid. But at what point do you think like a kid in a crappy household with parents that are shit should be put into therapy?
I think it would have to be when they're young, like before they become a teenager. But if you don't fix the home, then all that therapy is all for naught. It's like you have an electrical fire, and the fire department shows up, and they're spraying the fire, but nobody's turning the electricity off. So that fire is just going to keep burning, and they're going to keep spraying it, and you're going to keep burning, and it's going to keep spraying. It reminds me of when I was in boot camp. They tell you this story. They show you this movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about it's about the USS Saipan. It was a ship. I think it was during the Vietnam era, and it changed the events of this day changed the way that the Navy operates to this day. So this is back in Vietnam. I want to say it was the late 60s, and the U.S. aboard the USS Saipan, they had very lax rules. It was cool, you're overseas, whatever. It's like you see in the movies in the army bases in Vietnam. No uniform, smoking cigarettes and shit, got their helmet on, fucking around. So it's kind of like that. And since it was so hot, you had some of the sailors had their uniforms. They took their shirts off and just had T-shirts on. It was very lax, no shaving requirements. It was kind of, a little bit of a party. So this is before, precision guided bombs. So everything was gravity. You drop it, it hits hard enough, it's going to blow up. So somebody, because of the lax environment, didn't secure one of the bombs to the plane securely. So this is on an aircraft carrier, so it's aligned with airplanes. So that bomb, it comes loose, it falls, hits the deck of the ship, and blows up. So now this starts a chain reaction because all the planes are lined up. So it's on fire. Now it's catching this one on fire. This bomb goes off on this fucking plane next to it. So you have on one side of the fire is one fire team. On the other side of the fire is another fire team. And on one side, they're spraying water. On the other side, they're spraying fireproof foam. So all the guys are spraying the fire retardant foam on one side, but the other guys are just washing it away. And they're spraying it, and then they just wash it away. So the fire keeps going. More bombs go off. So I think unless you fix the home, that kid is just going to, bombs are just going to keep exploding in that kid's life. That psychiatrists are going to have their hour or whatever the session is, and they're just going to go home to all that shit and just undo all the work that kid might have done. So without the situation at home being fixed, that shit will never work.
Yeah, I agree. I think for like therapists, they're more for like some kind of traumatizing event that happened in a child's life. And that therapist can be somebody who is better equipped, who is trained to deal with those situations to help the child through the situation. But if it's a messed up home environment, then you got to get the kid out of that environment. Like, that's number one. If you got to put that kid in somebody else's house, grandparents or aunts or uncles or whoever, people who are emotionally, financially stable, that are going to be able to guide that child out of that environment and guide that child out of that mind state that the environment put them in. I think that's a better offering for that child than therapy, unless it's a traumatic situation that happened, like the child lost a parent tragically, or the child experienced some kind of physical or emotional abuse. Then I think therapists can come in and help with that. But hopefully before that child is, 16, because if that child has been dealing with those type of things since they were a young child, like say they were 5 up until they're 16, I don't think there's much that a therapist could do. But if you get to the child early, then I think there's a little bit that the therapist be able to do to help that child. But the number one thing is to get the child out of the environment.
Yeah. And, I wish all those parents who would create an environment like that for a child, I wish there was a wood chipper for all of them, because that's what you deserve. Children should be born into love and a nurturing environment. And, unfortunately that doesn't happen. But if that's not the environment you're going to create, please don't have no damn kids, because they didn't ask to be here. That's not how kids don't get here by a stork. Sorry to bust your bubble,
Yep.
but the bird doesn't fly over and drop him down your chimney. Two people got to get together. Somebody's got to go. And then, so, steps have to be taken is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I could have said that better, but
No, you said it perfect.
what
We
I'm trying to
understand.
say is
Completely
steps have to be taken. So if you ain't ready for them, don't bring
Yeah,
that
but-
little kid down here.
But that's the type of mentality that people here have today. It's kind of like children just happen. If they had a child, it's like, oh, it was an accident. No, it wasn't really an
Nah,
accident.
man,
You knew what
wasn't
you
no
were
accident. That was the nastiest accident you ever had in your life.
doing. Mm-hmm.
You know exactly how that kid got here.
Don't deny
Yep.
me my health care.
There's got to be another way to get that health care.
I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's called keep
Please
your legs closed. Health.
explore. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it's weird though, because there are double standards in life, and one of them, I
course there
think,
are.
is women control access to sex. That's
Facts.
why there's ladies' night and ladies this and ladies getting free and ladies and men. Once you reach a certain point, a certain age, ladies are your focus. So ladies
Mhm.
control access to sex. There ain't a man, I don't know, maybe there's one or two, but he's a weirdo, who the woman could be like, nah, no, don't wear a condom. And he's like, yes, we must. Maybe that dude exists. But in the heat of the
Yes.
moment, hey,
Come on, man.
responsibility,
Dare
get the
you.
fuck out of here. Yeah, of course, I must put a prophylactic on my donkey. No. So women control access to that. So ladies, it's incumbent upon you to maybe be a little more selective before you just let some random dude, get up in it and skeet off in your crevice. And then you're like, but he was so nice before. That dude wasn't shit. So yeah, come on, ladies, try to keep
I
those.
always say, men have sex with who they can have sex with, and women have sex with who they want to have sex with.
You damn right.
It's a big
You
difference.
damn right. Because women control access to that. Maybe that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a good
It
thing.
is.
Maybe
I
that's the
think
reason
it's
that-
a great thing. No, I think it's a great thing, and anybody who's raising daughters should make them understand that. Like, this is
Oh,
your
if
decision,
we controlled access
and
to
you're going to
sex,
have to suffer the consequences.
Oh
of
yeah.
that.
Well, I don't know. It's getting pretty bad out here. Women are pretty damn easy. So
And that's why things
Never
are
as-
falling apart. That's
never
why
as
things
easy
are
as a
so
man.
crazy today.
Yeah, shit's getting flip flop. I think it's we don't have any natural predators, so to speak. Life is
Mhm.
good, so now we have to we got to find something. We got man, let's fuck something up. What can we mess up?
Yeah.
Because life's really good. Because I guarantee you,
my
there's a lot of
Instagram.
countries. Yeah, there are countries where people have far greater worries than what we have. Like they're worried about some real life or death shit like that. Like those villagers. That's not going to happen in America. You're not going to have no gang kidnap 14 people out of a fucking neighborhood. What? That's not gonna fucking happen. But down there, that's par for the course. That's what they do. That was
When you think about
that was round 2.
right, when you think about the things that poor people have in America versus what they don't have in other countries, like it's fascinating. Poor people in
Mhm.
America get free health care, they get free food, they get free housing. Poor people in other countries got to get it how they live. They gotta scrape, they gotta try to find something to eat. They're digging in garbage cans. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy, but we take that for granted so much.
Poor people
yeah,
here are obese.
yep,
Exactly.
yep. How is
Cause them
that? How
food
can you?
stamps, they buying lobsters, shrimp, steaks on them food
But
stamps.
you can't call yourself poor if you're obese.
No, you
That
gotta go
just,
on a fast,
that
like
can't
a
be.
week water fast.
That can't be. How can you be poor but you have too much food? That's crazy. That's how good we have it here. I
Yep.
Before I get to this story real quick, one time I was pulling up to my house. I used to work nights, so it was around midnight or so, pulling up, and my headlights hit the trash can in front of our garage, and 2 raccoons hop out of there. And we had the night before, we told our friends they were coming over. We said, "Yeah, bring some pizza." They brought Pizza Hut. So, needless to say, we didn't eat too much of that shit, and we threw it away. I opened the trash can. I get out and open the trash can. The fucking raccoons didn't even eat the Pizza Hut. That's how good our scavengers, our trash digging animals are picky. They didn't even want to eat Pizza Hut. That's some real shit. America's too damn good. Too good. All right, Ecuador. What's going on here? Ecuador declares control over prisons, frees hostages after eruption in war with drug gangs. Man, south of the border is cray. Quito. Ecuador's security forces on Sunday took back control of several prisons that had fallen into the hands of gang members. After securing the release of more than 200 officials held hostage inside jails, the country's simmering security crisis erupted last week as the government and powerful narco gangs declared all-out war on each other after the prison escape of a dangerous drug lord. Inmates rioted in the jails where gangs wield outsized control. Okay. Taking prison guards and administrative workers hostage, while on the streets, a wave of violence left 19 people dead. Unverified images on social media of looting, brutal murders, and other attacks have struck terror into the population. On Sunday, the army shared videos of prison walls being blown up and declared total control of a prison in the city of Cuenca, where 61 employees had been held hostage, according to the mayor. They also shared images of hundreds of cowed inmates, shirtless and barefoot, lying on the ground at several prisons. Those are M4s. Where they get those from? What country uses M4s? Anyway. We have resumed control of 6 centers and are busy taking control of a final prison in Cotopaxi, which has seen brutal massacres in recent years, General Pablo Velasco told Caracol TV. Authorities announced the release of 201 prison guards and administrative officials from prisons across 7 provinces. President Daniel Noboa celebrated the release in a post on social media. Damn, 200. Congratulations to the patriotic, professional, and courageous work of the Armed Forces, National Police, and the SNAI for achieving the release of the prison guards and administrative staff held in the detention centers of Azue, Canar, Esmeraldas, Cotopaxi, Tungurahua, El Oro, and Loja.
Wow, that was
So,
good.
yeah, they got them fools laid down. Oh, yeah, I know a little Espanoli. Images broadcast by the police showed the guards, many in tears, exhausted and supported by their colleagues shortly after their release. "We are free. Thank God we all got out safely," a prison employee said in a video posted on social media, waving the Ecuadorian flag and standing in front of one prison in southern Cotopaxi province. Once a bastion of peace situated between major cocaine producers, Ecuador. How can you be a bastion of peace between two cocaine producers? Ecuador has been plunged into the crisis after years of expansion by the transnational cartels that use its ports to ship the drug to the United States and Europe. The latest crisis was triggered by the escape of Guayaquil prison of one of the country's most powerful narcotics gang bosses, Jose Adolfo Macias, known by the alias Fito, who headed the country's main gang, Los Choneros, whatever that means. The government declared a state of emergency and curfew, infuriating gangsters who declared war against civilians and security forces. Noboa, in turn, said the country was in a state of war against 22 gangs. He deployed to the streets over 22,000 security forces who have frisked and stripped down young men in a sea of tattoos, identifying them as members of one of the gangs.
That's like totally profiling.
That's racist. Let's see. Authorities have reported more than 1,300 arrests, 8 terrorists killed, and 27 escaped prisoners recaptured in the operation. 2 police officers have also been killed. Golly, it's so violent down there. Shit. Well, hey, I'm glad that they released that many prison guards. But as you can see, again, the only thing that can take these evil gangs down is overwhelming violence. The authorities have to come in, hit them hard, and take them out, period. Those guys can't be rehabilitated. These guys are savages. And when that prison guard says, "Thank God we've been released," imagine the conditions where that prison guard was held. I mean, just unspeakable. So I'm glad it worked out, but it's almost like they value life less in places like that, where you can just take life so easily. I mean, that's insane. But down there, that's just what it is. It's supreme violence. So I think, some people might say, love can only conquer hate. I don't know. I think righteous hate conquers hate. You tell me.
I think it's funny, like how babied we are here, because I guarantee you those prison guards don't have access to like PTSD claims for that, like workers' comp. I bet you they had to show up the next day to work, right?
Go
Like,
right back to work.
they had to show up the next day. They didn't get 3 days of stress leave, like we do here.
Yeah, I'm sure those dudes, even the guards, got it rough.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You got people with this type of mentality that are going to be coming into our country if the liberals have their way.
They wouldn't do that.
You don't think so?
They wouldn't. No, because I remember Trump. He was saying that they're sending rapists and stuff like that here, but that's
that wasn't true, right? Yeah, that's not true.
Because I mean, as a country, if you have an opportunity to hemorrhage all of the bad people out of your society, or most of them, you wouldn't take that opportunity, would you? You wouldn't send them to some stupid country where they're going to welcome them in and give them a bunch of shit, right?
Oh no, they're only going to send their best, their brightest.
They all come with books under their arm and an apple for the teacher.
They're scholars. That's what they're going to send.
And iPhones and Nike shoes.
Take all of our engineers, please. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
No, they're sending savages up here. And we're saying, come on in. And not only are we saying, come on in.
Open the border.
We're saying, come on in. And American citizens, let them in your house.
Oh, yeah.
Open your doors to these people. The only reason they're here is for a better life. Let them in your home. Let them sleep. Let them be in your home while you sleep, while you're unconscious. Let strangers come into your house. And when they do, they're going to be really nice. By the time you wake up in the morning, their beds are going to be made. Somebody cooking breakfast. They're going to make breakfast for you. They're going to cut your grass. They're going to be great house guests. because none of those people are up here for nefarious means to do bad shit. These are all good people coming up here.
And if they happen to steal something from you, it's only because they need it.
And you really, you owe it to them. Yeah, you have so much. You have so much here in America. Let them have it. All right. And if they kill one or two of you, you know, what'd you do to provoke them? What'd you do?
Yep.
You know, they don't like that.
I don't think that people quite understand the logistics either, because like even on the conservative side, right? Like, oh, it's a bad idea to let people in. I pulled people over who were illegal citizens, you know, when I was a cop. There's no way to identify these people. There's no way to, one, communicate with them because you need a Spanish translator. So, I mean, or whatever country they're from. But like for one sticks out of my mind, he was afraid to give me his ID because he thought I was going to deport him. And I was like, no, this is a, you know, sanctuary city. You're fine. I can't do anything. I can write you a ticket for all of the, you know, not driving without a license, not registered vehicle, you know, expired tag, all of these things. But there's no way of tracking him down because there's no way for me to actually verify that the information that he's giving me is correct because there's no information on him. That he's from another country. Not only do we not know who these people are and their possible, you know, criminal history, but we can't verify who, like, what their actual. I don't even know how old this guy is. So then, you know, he was like, "Oh, I don't have an ID." And I'm like, "Dude, you have an ID." So he goes into a house in Chula Vista that's housing like 8 other illegal Mexican guys who also don't have any ID. So the only information that I have on this guy is his address. That's it. But
so
I don't think people really get that.
And they could take the ticket that you gave him and just throw it in the trash.
Right, because there's no way to track him down. You can't subpoena somebody who you can't even verify unless I take him to the station, get his, you know, his fingerprint, and, you know, do it that route, take his picture. But still, there's no way to identify him based on what we have. All we can do is start from scratch and get his information and then build upon that if we ever come into him again. But from there, I mean, we don't know who this guy is. So that's what I think people really fail to see, like, okay, logistically, like, how are we going to handle this if actually, you know, somebody does commit a crime? If we take them to prison, they're just going to make up a name.
Oh, they're cool. He's just here for a better life. Just give him a job. That's all he wants.
Well, they're getting hired as police officers too, just so you know.
They are. And what's crazy is, even let's say these guys
Jose Doe.
Jose Doe.
Not John Doe.
Jose Doe. Spun bearing, you win. But even if these guys are upstanding members of society, a lot of these people, and it's not just south of the border, it's not just Mexican people anymore, El Salvadorians, you got Chinese, Pakistani, African, all kinds of people.
Yep.
If you look, a lot of these countries, the age of consent is as low as 12.
Nice.
So even if you're an upstanding member of society where you come from, just because you cross that imaginary line, you're not just going to automatically take on our beliefs and our culture because, number one, you didn't work for it. You were given it, so you don't give a shit. You're not going to be I often say they want to be in America, but they don't want to be American. So you're not going to change that when you get here. You're still going to be thinking that a 12-year-old girl is free game. It's open season on 6th graders. Here, we got a big fucking problem with that. That's a crime. I hope it's still a crime, right? So
that reminds me of a story that I saw where there was a grown man, I think he was 26 years old, and he got his 12-year-old girlfriend pregnant, and her mother threw a baby shower, and he was at the hospital to see his new baby, didn't think anything was wrong, and he got arrested. So he thought it was fine. Her parents thought it was fine, but they're not from here. They don't understand our culture. They don't understand our laws. They think it's okay.
Wherever I go to travel, whether it's Mexico, Thailand, whatever, I always look up what their culture is, tipping wise. I try to speak their language as best I can, use a translator app, be respectful of their culture. In Mexico, I at least try. I know a little bit, not as much as Jericho, but I know a little bit, like hola, But like you try, but they come here and it's like, no, you speak Spanish to me. Like,
Yep.
no, get a Spanish cop. It's like,
Mhm.
where's your translator app? You don't give a crap?
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
bitch.
bad in Houston, where I live right now. It's horrible in Houston. You go to the
Yeah.
hospital and visiting patients, they don't understand English. They've been here for 10 years. They still can't speak English. Their
You
children
son
have
of
to
a
translate
bitch.
everything for them. Yep.
Because
They've
they don't.
raised
And
They,
they're
yeah,
they're
children
not teaching
here
their
and they
kids.
don't understand English. No, their children know. So their children are
Oh, their
learning
children
English
know.
at school. Yeah, their children are learning English
Okay.
at school, but the parents don't bother to learn English
they don't have
because
to
they just
because
use their child as a translator.
yeah, and they can live in towns where their side of the town is where they came from. The stores sell the food. There's music. There's clubs and all kinds of shit. They don't have to assimilate. They don't have to learn
Yeah,
English. They go
yeah,
to
everything's
to
English and Spanish.
yeah, you go to a state or a government building or something, so like the DMV or something like that. There's here in California, there's like 15 different languages that official government documents have to be printed in so these fucking people can understand it. You go to the DMV, wait in line, and it has it in 10 different languages, 9 different Asian dialects. What the fuck is what? But you go there, are they going to have shit printed in English? Are they going to have translators for you? Are they going to make it easy for you? No, nor should they. Nor should they. You are coming to their country, so you assimilate to their rules and their culture and their language, like Tori was saying. Do some research,
Yep.
do some homework. But if you have no intention and you're not coming there to assimilate, you're just coming there to be a fucking leech, then why? You're going to go to there's a east side of Salinas where I used to live, or I used to live in Salinas, but the east side of town. If somebody put a blindfold on you and headphones and put you in a car for 8 hours and then dropped you off on the east side of Salinas, you would think that you drove to Mexico. You would think that whole time you were driving down the state of California to Mexico. The stores, the everything, the grocery stores, the garages to get your car worked on, everything is in Spanish. If you don't leave that part of town, you will have no worries. You will want for nothing. Everything will be convenient for you. And that's real shitty that we do that. I don't understand that. Because if you're an American citizen, that means you took a test and shit like that. So you probably have some English, you speak English. So cool.
I said
But if you
they're
don't,
not doing it for them. They're not doing it for them. They're doing it for the illegals. They come here and
yep.
they're not trying to assimilate. They're not
And
trying
how
to
the
learn
fuck
their
you
own
here 10
language.
years and you don't speak? You would just by osmosis, you
That's
would
why they
learn
have
English.
children. That's
Yeah,
why they have children.
I used to have homeboys whose parents didn't speak English, so when they bring home like a detention or something, they would just tell their parents it was like a permission slip or some shit like that. So they couldn't read it. Some of them couldn't even read Spanish. The part that was in Spanish, they couldn't even read that because they're like super poor and shit. So their parents would be like, "Oh
Mhm.
yeah, it's a permission slip. Oh, mijo," and they'd sign that shit, and it was a fucking detention. I was like, damn, wish my parents didn't speak English because they read all my fucking detentions. But that shit's wild, man. That really is. I can't fucking stand that. Let's see. Oh, come on, Oklahoma. Bring it home. This story's about Oklahoma. Come on, American. Here we go. Oklahoma's
Oh
going to
my
give us hope.
gosh, Thomas, you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, chill the fuck out.
I'm just kidding. Kind of.
Proposed Oklahoma bill would single out Hispanic gang members as terrorists. All right. Good job, Oklahoma. An Oklahoma bill has stirred controversy in the state legislature for seeking to label Hispanic people who are gang members as terrorists. No other racial or ethnic group is singled out in the legislation. Yeah. The bill, written by Republican State Representative Justin Humphrey, proposes that any person who is of Hispanic descent living within the state of Oklahoma is a member of a gang and has been convicted of gang-related offenses would be deemed a terrorist. Humphrey has since apologized for zeroing in on Hispanic people and plans to change the language in the bill to undocumented. There. You happy now? Humphrey told NBC News that the bill was meant to focus on those people who are here illegally and who are coming across the border and trying to do harm to America and to Oklahoma. He added that its intended targets are cartel members bringing fentanyl and other illicit drugs into the United States through the southern border. I don't believe that the Mexican cartel, the Hispanic gangs are the only bad characters. I don't really say I made a mistake or that it was racial, because it wasn't. But it was an oversight, and it could be done much, much better by expanding that to say any undocumented person. Humphrey said, adding that he spoke with Hispanic friends who told him they were somewhat offended by the bill. Humphrey has also said that Chinese nationals are contributing to the fentanyl crisis, but did not explicitly mention that group in the bill. There were 3,547 unintentional drug overdose deaths in the state between 2017 and 2021. According to the data from the Oklahoma State Department of Health, fentanyl was involved in 579 of those deaths. Fentanyl's a motherfucker. State Senator Michael Brooks, a Democrat and chair of the Legislative Latino Caucus, said that the bill is unlikely to pass. All groups have a constitutional right to due process and also a constitutional right to not be discriminated against or to be singled out, Brooks said. Nobody is in favor, or I don't think that there's an appetite anymore for those divisive politics. Personally, I think its constituents deserve better than this type of legislation. Bitch, you know what he's saying. What he's saying is we're dealing with a lot of these fucking cartels up here. And because Oklahoma, it's right next to Texas. Texas is right next to the border. So it would make sense that Oklahoma would be dealing with these issues. You know who the fuck it is. You know who the drug cartels are. And the Chinese too, because the Chinese sell it to the Mexican cartels. So I don't think, maybe saying Mexicans or whatever, Hispanics, that is a little broad, because you might be talking about some people who are here legally. So I'm okay with it saying all undocumented, but they're focusing on the wrong part. There's a drug here and it's killing our people, and we know who's bringing it here, so we should do something about it. Change it to all undocumented. I don't care if you're African. If we catch your ass fucking with some fentanyl, you're out of here. And why is that? Why isn't that on the table? Why isn't deportation on the table? Why are these cities absorbing these people? And then they cry about it. New York, Chicago. Send them home. What the fuck? You come here and you commit a crime, you go home. You don't get to stay here. You're out of here. One strike and you're out. We're going to send you on the slow boat back to wherever the fuck you came from. And that's that. Why are we letting them stay? Oh, we can't. There's 100,000 of them here. We don't have any more money. Fucking send them home. Then you don't got to pay for them. What the man?
That's
take
fact.
a few $1 million, get some damn Greyhound buses, and send their ass back home. What are you even talking about? Why are you complaining about money and taking care of the people? Get rid of them. You don't have no business being here. So if I break into your house, Tori, if I break into your house, you can't call the cops and have me removed. You just have to absorb me into your household. I'm just going to be eating your food and sleeping in your fucking house. That's it. You can't do that. If you're not invited, get the fuck out of here. I don't understand why that is not on the table. If you get caught dealing in fentanyl or being in a gang or something and you're not from this country,
Adios, amigo.
Peace out, bruh. Arrivederci, however you say it in African or Chinese, fucking you're gone. Period.
I think it's crazy too that we somehow owe them due process of our Constitution, but you're not even a citizen. So what do we owe you? We owe you due process, the same rights that we get as citizens, but we owe that to you. What have you done? You haven't paid any taxes. I don't know. It's getting crazy. But you know what? We voted for it, so let's see what happens. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future.
That is so fucking terrible.
We voted for it. We deserve it. Do you think we just deserve freedom? Honestly, do you think that these men, even the so-called patriots, like I said before, who still put on a mask to walk 10 feet from the host to the table at the restaurant. Do you think those men deserve freedom? Do you think that those men deserve their rights not being trampled over by all of these illegal immigrants? Do you think that they deserve it? I don't. So let's go for it. I'm a woman. I'll watch.
I hate that.
Well, see, I
Good
live in
luck.
Texas. I live in Texas.
Yeah, we live
so
in California. We're
we
both in the
typically-
butthole of the beast.
typically vote the right way unless it's these liberal cities like Houston or Dallas and things like that. But yeah, our governor is actually arresting these illegals and sending them
I
to
saw
jail.
that. I saw that. Good.
So
And then, like
kudos
you
to him.
said, Tori, I hate that our rights are extended to them just by virtue of you being here. You
Yeah.
fall under the Constitution. Why? How? That
Like,
is for
where can we
American
go?
citizens.
Where can we go and get and gain the rights of another country just by, like, let's just say I'm visiting vacation. Do I get the rights? No, you have to go through a process. Even to own a property in another country, you have to go through a process and actually be, I think, a citizen of that country in order to even own land there. So, like, there's steps to this. Like,
Makes sense.
but
Makes
here
sense.
there's not. So.
And it's funny, you hear people will say, like I mentioned before, what other country you want to go to? Canada. You can't just go to Canada. There's and I had a friend who went to Mexico. They went through his financial records, his criminal record, his mental history records, if any exist, and they wanted to know what you were doing, and more importantly, when are you leaving? That's what they wanted to know. They have every right to demand whatever they want for you to come in their country. But in Canada, you have to one of the things you have to do is be able to speak fluent French with no accent. So you don't just go, hey, Canada, America sucked, I'm out of there. You can't do that. That's not the way it fucking works. And if you're not an American citizen, the Constitution should not extend to you. Period. That's for us, not just like an anchor baby. Well, she squeezed him out here. He's a citizen. Bullshit. What are you talking about? You ain't no citizen. Take her fucking her epidural she just got that hasn't worn off yet, and that baby. They can all fucking bounce. They can all bounce. That baby ain't gonna remember America. Get out of here.
Put them on a bus.
What are you talking about? Yeah, man, you're out of here. Fucking give her one of them hemorrhoid diapers they give the ladies when they have a kid. Fuck out of here.
Hemorrhoid diaper? Didn't know that was a thing.
Man. It's a whole situation.
Word.
It's a whole situation down there. But yeah, fuck you and your baby. But it's a baby. I don't take care. I'm not saying hurt the baby. I'm saying get that little motherfucker out of here.
He'll be all right where he came from, where his mom came
You
from.
and your mama. You're lucky. We helped you birth that little thing here. We're done. Get out of here.
Yeah, because they're not going to pay that bill.
Hell no, we are. That's why aspirin costs $1,500 damn dollars. Because they're letting people come in there and they're treating them and they ain't got the money to pay for it and they bounce.
Yep.
Well, we want them to pay. Let them in here. They pay taxes. They don't pay no fucking taxes. Shit. And okay, you want to let them pay taxes? Tell them to pay mine. You want to be here? Pay my taxes for 10 years. Then you can be a fucking citizen, you little bastard. Stand that shit. Anyway, guys, let's get into some fuckery fails, shall we? This young man, I've seen this dude before. He's been in some crazy situations. You know, these dudes who do these pranks on people. You know, like, man, I'll beat your ass. What'd you say? Oh, no, it's a prank. No, it's a prank. Look, there's a camera. I've seen this dude get a gun pulled on him and everything.
This guy right here?
Yeah. Throwing fake gang signs on thugs in the hood gone wrong. Yeah. How could it go right? This fucking guy.
What you trying to do? You squared up on me like that, dog. What's wrong with you?
My bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. And we was down and we
I don't want to see this shit.
Actually hosting our second meet and greet Saturday.
Shut up, fucker.
And they took my Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Man.
You're looking at.
Oh, this must be California.
What's up? Huh? What you trying to do?
This must be California because that's the only place they ask. Where are you from?
Really?
Where you from?
Earth.
Earth. What the fuck is Earth?
Why you mad at me?
Oh man,
I'm from a gang, motherfucker. be playing that earth shit. I'll bang. What's up?
Yeah, well, I don't care if you bang, dog. Why you
don't care
mad at
if
me,
I
dog?
bang?
Why you mad?
Mad dogging me, Holmes.
I can't
Got a
look.
problem? Nah.
I have eyes.
So?
God gave me eyes to look.
Sorry.
On camera. Why you mad?
Who at your camera?
Look, you're on camera.
At your camera.
That fool's stupid. This dude's living dangerous.
Problem, bro.
It's kind of funny.
This dude's crazy as hell. I saw when we got a
Yeah.
gun put on. He's like, I'm never doing this shit again.
No problem. You got a problem, nigga? You squared up on me like that, dog. What's wrong with you? What you doing with? I'm telling you, I will beat your ass. Don't do that with me. You know where you at?
You know where you at, cuz?
Calm your ass down, bro.
Stupid.
So dumb.
Hey, fool.
What you trying to do? Nigga from front, nigga ain't what they see.
It's fucking
You
stupid.
trying to do this real, bro. Hey, what you want to see in front, man? Go on, man. There's up, man. Do something. Man, do something, man. Goddamn. Man, go.
Like, is that even anything?
Probably not.
Man, you better go on down, nigga. Get your head, man, for real, bro. Get your head, bro. For real, man.
Man.
Oh, he a real one.
Trying to bang on me, blood?
Told you.
Hey, blood.
What's up?
What's up? Where you from, blood?
You know when they got their booty hole showing?
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, I don't like that.
They real one.
Put your ass away, bro.
Good? You say?
Shit, hey, it's a video.
It's the video. Fucking idiot.
What's up, fool? Huh?
Where you from?
What's up, dog?
Yeah, I told you. That's California right there.
What's up, dog? What's up, homie? What's up, dog? Bro, let's go. Let's get
It's
at
so dumb.
Dumbass, man. Fucking stupid. Yeah, he got to pull that shit in California because you pull that in a state where they can open carry or whatever.
Yeah.
His ass get blasted going up to somebody's car like that or walking up behind people at the fucking ATM. Yeah, you will get fucking aired out, cuz.
But he chose well. Like he chose the victims in that video well because he chose dudes who are a little bit feminine, like who are gonna get, riled up by that. Like if they went up to one of y'all just laugh. Like y'all would just laugh.
that shit
Or
was
I mean
weird.
be on alert and be like, who the hell is this guy with? But I mean,
Yeah, they
y'all
take
would
that
laugh.
seriously.
Hey, cuz.
Where you from?
Bang, cuz? Where you from, cuz? I know that
So
California when I hear it.
I saw a video. They had a guy. It was a rapper. He was doing a concert, and there was somebody in the audience that was throwing up gang signs in the audience. And one of the rappers punched the dude in the face and knocked him out just because he was throwing up gang signs.
Stupid.
And he'll be
Stupid.
sued. He'll be sued.
Yeah, with 1,500
Yeah.
witnesses, you fucking
Yep.
idiot. They deserve every bit of it. And one of the good things that social media has given us is it's made it easier for law enforcement to do their job. Because I'm sure, like no bullshit, a lot of detectives just go right to social media.
Oh yeah.
But you know, you would
see some of the
just go right to
you
it.
would think that would like make people do less crimes though, because it's so easy to track somebody down because of social media, but nope, they still do it.
Well, they do it even more. Too fucking stupid.
Yep, that's true.
Too fucking stupid.
Some of the undercover accounts that, you know, our investigators had were hilarious. Like there was a dude who was a total dork up in one of our crime units, and his page was like some hot old like woman carrying like an American flag, and like he had just the most insane pictures, but he had friends and they were in gangs. Like these gang members would add this random old blonde woman. It was just hilarious.
But they just want the likes and the followers. They just that's all they care about. Even if one or more of them is a fucking police detective. Idiots.
Stupid. Like, hey daddy. It's like a man. It's a man in our crime unit. Come on.
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? Fucking stupid asses. All right, so this is shit gangsters should not say.
Oh ass nigga, give me your shit, nigga. Rolling around the hood, nigga. You ain't got no motherfucking damn, nigga. Your car smells tropical, my nigga. Nobody can see me on the yard, nigga. And you can't either.
On the yard.
But your ears smell good as shit, nigga. That's cocoa butter, ain't it? I know cocoa butter when I smell cocoa butter, blood. How you know? Ooh, check this out, though, my nigga. Real talk. Nigga, this is a fresh-ass little cardigans, my nigga. Is this a cardigans, cuz? Nigga say I'm bipolar, but I'm not, nigga. But that jacket is hot, nigga. Look at that. The fuck wrong with you, nigga? Looking at me with them beautiful ass eyes, nigga. Wow, my nigga. Is that curve you got on? You wearing curve? I'm gonna beat your ass, nigga. Is you wearing curve, nigga?
Yeah, nigga.
Nigga, that shit smells good, nigga. Shit, this nigga light you up fantastically, my nigga. Did he use a razor, cuz, when he did this? Nigga, because I'm a Christian, nigga. I gangbang, but I go to church, too. You don't want to scrap me, nigga, really. On me, you don't want to scrap me. Nigga, that's on me. Yeah. You got this at Guess, didn't you? On Crip, I seen this at Guess, my nigga. Tell me I didn't see it at Guess. You been jacked before, nigga, by a real thug nigga like me? My niggas, you got chapstick on? Is that cherry? Oh, shit, my nigga. Hey, my nigga, listen. This is a motherfucking stick up. I need a ride right now to the east side. Take me to the east, nigga. Shit. Wait. Let me get the helmet on, nigga. Shit. Fucking shit is real around here. Motherfucker, I'm jacking you for your skinny jeans. Nigga, my what? Is these skinny jeans? My nigga, your skinny jeans are amazing. I meant to tell you that earlier when you walked to the bathroom. These the new ones, nigga, by Beyonce's line. I need to get 2 pairs of them. They got them in purple. Is that teaching me how to Dougie? Nigga, throw the motherfucking, cut it up, nigga. I need some help taking off my goddamn skinny jeans, fella. Y'all got me? I just need help taking off the skinny jeans, my nigga. Come on now, just grab a side, man. Help a nigga, man. Come on. Come on now. Come on, get this motherfucking move. You niggas ain't shit on curry and blood, nigga. Teach me how to Dougie. Hey, it's my shit, cuz. It be like smooth. Can you teach me how to Dougie? You know why? Because all the bitches love me, nigga. All the bitches love me. Hey, check this out, nigga. I want your eyes, your line up, nigga. I want the belt and the skinny jeans, nigga. Get out the motherfucking vehicle.
No.
That's real.
No. Skinny jeans are not the business. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how that became a thing, but come on, man. You can't be laying down on the bed to pull your fucking pants up. Sucking it in.
That style is over now.
Oh, stop. Got a pair of pliers to grab the zipper and pull them all the way up.
I like how he danced to that. No, that is really how a lot of gang members act, though. Like they swear that they're hard. I remember arresting a dude. I don't remember for what, but you know, he's banging and he's, you know, super hard on the street, right? And then as soon as I get him in the back of my car and I'm driving him to jail, he's crying. He is crying. He's asking if he could call his mom. I'm like, bro, you live with your mom? Like, I thought you was a G, bro. But yeah, these guys are so like opposite of what they portray themselves to be.
He needed his mom.
Please, can I call my mom? I mean, are you gonna let me call my mom when I get to the jail? Because yeah, you're gonna call your mom, bro. Like as soon as
Call your mommy.
as soon as yeah. I'm not even gonna tell you what I told him because
you guys got any breast
I'll
milk
get
in the
fired.
fridge back there?
It was along those lines. That's along the lines of what I told him.
Keep that to yourself, player. Jeez. All right, so this is where you from? See, you know this. You know that. You know this, Tori. That's a California front yard right there. That's an LA front yard for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I just put the little insole things, and it gives me like 2 inches.
2 inches?
Yeah, you gotta put it in your socks too.
Oh, because
Oh, there he is. Yeah,
could be the ladies.
little creeper.
Hey, vato.
Little creeper.
I own these streets right here, homie.
Oh, that's what. Oh, man, that's cool. So, like, you're into real estate, or you work for the city, or what?
No. I mean, I run these streets.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm really trying to get into fitness too. You know, like, so you're running a marathon or what?
Nah, homie. You know what? Where you from?
Well, I mean, I was born in Chicago, but then I moved to Fresno when I was like 5 years old, and then I kind of hopped around and stuff, and then I moved here when I was like 17, I want to say. But me and my brother's birth certificate got mixed up, so like legally I'm from Indiana, but don't tell anybody.
No, fool.
What?
You're telling him your whole life story, fool. He's asking where you're from, homie. It doesn't mean where you were born and all that.
He's asking me where I'm from.
I know, but like, pay attention more. You know, you're taking it too for real, fool. God.
Nah, homie. I mean, do you bang, homie? Do you bang?
Oh, where do I bang? Chase.
Chase?
Yeah, fool. I tried banking with Wells Fargo, but their overdraft fees are like ridiculous, fool. And like Chase is cool for like people like me. You know, my credit score was low, so.
I mean, bang, fool. Bang.
Bang.
Bang. Oh, with a G. Oh, bang.
Yeah, what do you bang?
Look, man, I don't kiss and tell. You know, that's my privacy, fool. Like, who I'm sleeping with is none of your business. And plus, I just met you. I'm not gonna tell you who I'm banging. Like, that's weird. This fool's weird.
No, that's weird, but that's not what he means, dog. Look, hey, compa, break it down like you're talking to like an 8-year-old kid, and then explain.
Okay, so let's just say, homie, you're with your
Homie?
specific clica, the homies you normally kick it with and show up to different venues or places together.
Hell yeah, dog. My clica, hell yeah, fool.
All right, what do they call you when you show up like that?
What they call us? I don't know. My homies, my BFFs.
He does call us his BFFs. I told him to stop saying that.
Yo, I don't know what you're trying to say, fool. Like, you're confusing me, dog.
All right. Check this out, homie. All right, you're getting ready to go out for the night with your clica. You go into your closet. You pick out your outfit. What colors do you decide to wear?
Well, last time I went out, I wore blue.
Okay, that's what's up, homie. All right.
But to be honest with you, I like all colors, especially right now. I like lighter colors, fool, because it's summer. And like the more vibrant colors like reflect off of the sun. And, you know, I don't like the heat too much. So I like turquoise, orange, and all those colors. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate any colors, fool.
Look, fool, if you don't bang, just say you don't bang, all right?
But I do bang.
Hell yeah, fool.
Then what do you bang?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
You know what, homie? Just forget it, eh? All right?
Okay, have a good one.
Why is he tripping,
Well, you
dog?
gotta pay attention more, fool. We gotta work on that, man. I don't know what's wrong with your brain.
Hey,
It's
white
scary.
boy. Where you from, homie?
Oh, look, he's asking him questions now.
I'm West Side Beverly Hills Killers. My parents own these streets. Literally.
All right, then, homie, respeto.
Homie.
Oh
Yeah, that's the
my
dude I was talking
gosh.
about. I think it's Freddie or Frankie Quinhos or something is his name. But he started at Cholo Fit, where he's like they do exercise, but he's dressed just like he is there. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Hella fun.
Yeah, he's funny. I love how they're making a
Oh,
mockery of gang banging because it literally is that. It's like you're that stupid to ask where you from and then
Yeah.
have like a set and then like your territory. Like grow the fuck
But it's
up.
not even yours.
Right.
It's not even yours. It's probably owned by some, you know. It's not even theirs.
The you know who's.
Yeah.
That rhymes the you know who's. It rhymes with
rhymes-
you know who's.
It does rhyme with who's.
It does
Um,
rhyme with who's.
But they don't even own that shit, but they're steady, you know, steady fucking moisturizing it with their blood. It's so stupid. So fucking stupid. All right.
And it took
Sure.
a bit to learn their language because at first, and it's really funny watching like the super like white, you know, dude cops who are like trying to talk their lingo, like where you from, who do you roll with,
Ah.
and it's fun to listen to like the super like white boy cops being like, so where are you from?
What set do you claim?
Yeah,
Sir,
what
set
do they
you-
call you on these streets?
Like I got it, dude. I got it. Let me
I
take
got it.
over.
Just let me talk to them. They like me. They think I'm cute.
All right, this is Mad TV little Joker. What's his name? Johnny Sanchez. That's his name. Dude's a hella funny stand-up comedian.
All right, what's up, everybody? Don't forget to come on down to Little Joker's Custom Auto Paint Upholstery in Taqueria. Órale, what? Wow, we got everything you need here. I'm telling you right now, we got fake IDs, we got carpets, we got tacos, we got clean license plate. We can even make your stolen ride look completely different in 20 minutes, No, I'm kidding, I don't do that, man. We're legitimate, We do custom body work on your cars, your trucks, even your ladies. New chichis, órale, what? Except Selma Hayek, you're perfect, I love you. I love you, mija, órale. Oh, also, too, if you want to come down, you want to know our hours of operation, we're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. What's say? Is that 6 o'clock or you're playing with yourself? I'm kidding. Come on down, What's up,
That dude's hella funny. That's right, people. Gangs. And you know what? What's funny is I remember was our senior year in high school. They always have some like anti-drunk driving thing and sober grad kind of shit. And so they had some prisoners come from the prison that's near there. I think at the time it was Soledad prison. Now it's Salinas Valley, I think. And so they had some of them come there, and they had the board set up where they had a bunch of like shanks that they had confiscated, real shanks that prisoners had and stuff. And it was like the whole, hey, don't do what we did. Hey, your parents love you. Hey, like fucking, what are you doing? You got two parents that love you. I wish I had two parents that love me, and all that kind of shit. And then they always try to not like scared straight, but just try to get you to not, go down their path. And they all say the same thing. There was like 4 or 5 dudes up there. They all said the same thing. Hey, if I could go back, I wish somebody would told me not to do it. Hey, don't do it. Hey, get out of the gang. Don't do it. Don't do it. But then why are you doing it if it's so fucked up? Why do you keep jumping people in if it's so fucking terrible? But they all say the same thing. It's terrible. They wouldn't do it if they could change things, or they wish they had somebody that cared about them. So it's just funny that it's this, super violent lifestyle, but they would give it up in a heartbeat. Fucking weird.
Hypocrites.
So
and then the school pays them their $100, and they're like, "All right, thanks, bro."
Mm-hmm.
Fuckers. All right, guys. Oscar. Why did I fucking do that? Oliver. I know you're a busy man.
It's all good.
Texas and shit. But I thank you for hanging out. And that was it. That was Stop the Fuckery, episode 6. Gang. Tori, don't get the video taken down. Your gang signs. But thank you guys for being here. Tori, let the people know what you got going on your YouTube channel, Tori D TV.
Yeah, I'm getting my bus this weekend. I know Thomas was asking, but it needed a new radiator, and then it's on and popping. So follow me there.
Oliver Mack, tell the masses how they can get more of you.
Well, you can follow me right here on YouTube. Right Winged Angel is the channel. Also, I'm on Instagram. That's where I have the biggest following. The Right Winged Angel on Instagram. Hopefully, I'm around a long time, because I'm terrified they're about to take me down as much as they've been getting on me. But come follow me while you still can.
Yeah, get on board with Oliver Mack right now. Hopefully, like you said before, maybe it's just within a certain time frame. And maybe that'll, because I know on YouTube,
hopefully.
if you get a strike, you have like 90 days or something to keep your nose clean.
Yeah,
so hopefully they back off, because we need you on Instagram. If you guys want a good follow that keeps its finger on the pulse of everything that's going on, at Right Wing Angel is where your ass needs to be.
Yeah, you're my news outlet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Damn the letter, the alphabet networks, Fox. I don't care who it is. Or whatever. If you want to know what's going on, you want the truth, and not only what's going on, but what's going on every day, and whatever's happening, things that you may have heard about, a lot of things that you didn't hear about, at Oliver Mack is where the fuck you need to be. So
Oh,
good.
and Oliver, I think what
Mhm.
got me to your page, I don't know, years ago, was your captions be like explaining the race of the black person. Like
Yeah.
black man killed white. So yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I
refreshing to
got known.
see.
Yeah, I got known for that.
Oh, really? Okay, good. I
Yeah.
like that.
Did you make a new Instagram?
No, I'm gonna give up
No.
if I don't get my Instagram back.
Oh.
I don't blame you. I
Yeah.
know how that happened to me with
Yeah.
Twitter. I got kicked off. I'm like, fuck that. I don't care that it's X now
Yeah.
or whatever. I feel like I'd be tucking my tail, like begging for a spot at the table that I already had. So fuck them. If you aren't sick of me, you can catch me on my other YouTube channel, Green's House. That's where I sit down with amazing people with an interesting story to tell, like TORI D. I sat down with her a few weeks ago. We had probably about 2 hours or something. We chopped it up. If you want to know about her, going all the way back to her childhood, we went deep.
PTSD deep.
Take a gander at my channel, Green's House. Like, subscribe, share, and of course, like, subscribe, and share to this channel right here. Stop le fuckery. Ha ha ha. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Maybe GION will be here. Maybe he won't. But if he isn't, we got the big guns stepping in to fill his boots. Thank you very much. And I really do hate the way young people talk. He knows that. That's why she fucking no cap, no homo. Makes me angry. But appreciate you guys being here. Be here 2 weeks from now. Stop the fuckery. We out.
Yeah.